boyfriend's eyelashes. I need to get up. I can't lounge around in bed all day. I'm in New York City. And, okay, I don't have a job or a place to live. Because that Renoir, yeah, it belongs to Luke's mother, as does the bed. Oh, and the apartment. But she only bought it when she thought she and Luke's dad were splitting up, which they're not now, thanks to me. So she said Luke could use it as long as necessary. Lucky Luke. I wish my mom had been planning on divorcing my dad and bought a totally gorgeous apartment in New York City right across the street from the Metropolitan Museum of Art that she now only planned on using a few times a year for shopping trips in the city or to attend the occasional ballet. Okay, seriously, I have to get up now. How can I stay in bed? A king-sized bed, by the way, totally comfortable, with a big, white, fluffy goose-down stuffed duvet over it, when I have all of New York City right outside the door. Well, down the elevator and outside the ornate marble lobby, just waiting to be explored by me. And my boyfriend, of course. It seems so weird to say that, to even think it. Me and my boyfriend. My boyfriend. Because for the first time in my life, it's real. I have an honest-to-God boyfriend. One who actually considers me his girlfriend. He isn't gay and just using me as a cover so his Christian parents don't find out he's really going out with a guy named Antonio. He isn't just trying to get me to fall so deeply in love with him that when he springs the idea of doing a threesome with his ex, I'll say yes, because I'm so afraid he'll break up with me otherwise. He isn't a compulsive gambler who knows I have a lot of money saved up and can bail him out if he gets too deeply in debt. Not that any of those things have happened to me. More than once. And I'm not just imagining it either. Luke and I are together. I can't say I wasn't a little scared. You know, when I left France to go back to Ann Arbor, that I might never hear from him again. If he hadn't really been that into me and wanted to get rid of me, he had the perfect opportunity. But he kept calling. First from France and then from Houston, where he went to pack up all his stuff and get rid of his apartment and his car, and then from New York when he arrived. He kept saying he couldn't wait to see me again. He kept telling me all the stuff he was planning on doing to me when he did see me again. And then, when I finally got here last week, he did them. All those things he'd said he'd been going to. I can barely believe it. I mean, that a guy I like as much as I like Luke actually likes me back for a change. That what we have isn't just a summer fling. Because summer's over, and it's fall now. Well, okay, almost. And we're still together. Together in New York City, where he'll be going to medical school and I'm going to get a job in the fashion industry, doing something, well, fashion-related. And together, we're going to make a go of it in the city that never sleeps. Just as soon as I find a job. Oh, and an apartment. But I'm sure Shari and I will find a charming pied-à-terre to call home soon. And until we do, I have Luke's place to crash and Shari can stay in the walk-up her boyfriend Chaz found last week in the East Village. He rightfully refused his parents' invitation to move back into the house in which he grew up, when he wasn't being shipped off to boarding school in Westchester, from which his father continues to commute to the city to work every morning. And even though it's not on the best block exactly, it's not the worst place in the world, having the advantage of being close to NYU, where Chaz is getting his PhD, and cheap. A rent-controlled 2-bedroom for only $2,000 a month. And okay, one of the bedrooms is an alcove, but still. And okay, Shari's already witnessed a triple stabbing through the living room window. But whatever, it was a domestic dispute. The guy in the building across the courtyard stabbed his pregnant wife and mother-in-law. It's not like people in Manhattan go around getting stabbed by strangers every day. And everyone turned out to be fine. Even the baby, who was delivered by the cops on the building's front stoop when the wife went into early labor. 8 pounds, 6 ounces. And, okay, his dad is locked up in a prison cell on Rikers Island. But still, welcome to New York, little Julio. In fact, if you ask me, Chaz is sort of secretly hoping we won't find a place and Shari will have to move in with him, because Chaz is romantic that way. And seriously, how fun would that be? Then Luke and I could come over and the 4 of us could hang out, just like we did back at Luke's place in France, with Chaz mixing Kir Royales and Shari bossing everyone around.